thank you so much for watching Closetista. I'm Laura Wasson, and today we're here with Jules Kim of Bijules. Thank you so much for joining us. Of course, today is Cyber Monday. We'll be back later in the afternoon with more designers and more surprises, so stick around. First piece I want to talk about is the bar ring, which is a classic Bijules piece. Yeah. It's $238 in yellow, gold, and $218 in silver. Tell us about this piece, because this really is sort of a staple in your collection.
For sure, it totally is. When I started the brand in 2004, basically what I had done is I had moved to New York, and I was taking like a crash course in jewelry making. And one of our projects was to develop a hollow ring, which is a very basic jewelry construction project. And it's building a box ring, which means you make the ring and construct it out of just the basic materials of silver. And what I did is I wanted to make a ring that sat on one finger, but looked like it was going across the whole hand, so sort of like a fashionable knuckle duster.
Right.
And so that's why I developed the single finger fit and multi-finger look. And so now when I wear it, I mean, it's definitely become, it's a classic piece in the Bijules collection, and every season I can develop it and change it. And so this one was the straight across version, and then I have shorter versions, and then curved versions, and then I can take the whole single finger fit, multi-finger look theme, and it can be translated into every single season of my collection.
Right. And it is. It really looks like a proper knuckle duster that might be 2 or 3 fingers, and of course those can be sometimes not at all comfortable.
Right.
You can't
exactly.
type with
You can't
them,
type, like you can't communicate with your hands, you know, a lot of people gesticulate when they're talking, and I find a lot of my clients, when they're wearing this, at first they're like, oh, you know, this is like interesting, it's really comfortable.
It's really comfortable.
And I'm like, yeah, that's the whole point. Like, a lot of my stuff is very fashion meets function.
Right.
So, I think in jewelry today, a lot of, you know, as a designer or as an artist, in order to be a good one, there are always obstacles, and what you're doing is you're problem solving. So for me, what I wanted to do was solve the problem of the fashion and function, but still having it sleek, still having a little bit of humor. Everything I make has like a dualistic sort of humor, irony going on. So the bar ring was the very classic silhouette.
Right. And it's so elegant. It almost looks like a very simple tie bar in a sense. It's got that really clean look. And there's also the skinny bar ring, which is $186. It's the same look, but much slimmer.
Exactly.
And none of these are heavy at all, which is quite fantastic. Especially this one looks like it might be kind of heavy on the finger, because it is kind of thick.
Yeah, it is.
How do you manage that?
I mean, it's the classic design theory. It's, you know, once you know that, I know a lot of my customers in Asia, like in Japan, like they're a lot smaller.
Right.
Like I have to make size 4 and 5 rings for them.
That's tiny.
Exactly. So you have to think about, like, okay, well, if they're going to be that small, of course we need to make them a little bit more dainty, but also like with this like razor thin, this version, I wanted to keep the same shape, but make it lighter and make it stackable.
Right.
And then I get to lower the price point, and so now I have new clients coming in.
Right. Which is great.
Exactly.
Oh, it's the most important thing. Now, you have been in the business since 2004, which is wonderful. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You've certainly achieved a great many successes. Do
Yeah.
you have one that you think is kind of the ultimate thing, or something that's most special to you?
You know, I do have so many successes in my own eyes, but also I'm like my harshest critic as well.
Right.
But in terms of like me really claiming success, I think more or less it's me being diligent in my marketplace and being here for as long as I have been, but also being known in the industry. And when I say industry, it's the jewelry industry, it's the fashion industry, it's the entertainment industry, it's all of that.
Right.
I've been known as the originator for these original fashion-forward concepts in jewelry. And so being known as that personality and as that designer, I have people like Rihanna and Beyonce, Fergie, Karen O listed as my celeb clients.
Right.
You know, so my roster of celebrities is insane. You know, but
that's exciting.
It's really exciting, but also that's not my only success. It's just the very tip of the iceberg of my measure of success, because you, are just as important as them, because you're making the same decision as they are to buy Bijules. So in that vein, the success really is being around for as long as I have been and making products that are reliable and beautiful and really quality made and really thoughtful, because each piece has its own saturated story. It's like estate jewelry, you know?
It is.
Granted, it's not Louis XIV shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's no, like...
It's a little more modern.
Yeah, it's for sure, it's taking on its own story and its own lifetime, but each person that buys into Bijules, buying a nail ring, buying a bar ring, all of these kind of things, she and he start telling their own story. And like when they walk into a room, it's like, holy shit, okay, you forget about what she's wearing on the clothing tip. You're like, whoa, look what's going on that girl's hand.
Yeah.
And, you know, and someone like Rihanna, her new video, We Found Love, you see it, oh yeah, this piece she's wearing.
One of the pieces, it's the mini icicle bar ring, it's $230. This is gorgeous.
Exactly, so she's wearing this, and basically what she's doing is she's mixing a lot of jewelry, like a shit ton of styles, a lot of Bijules, like this ring and then this ring. And so she's taking that opportunity to communicate to her viewership, to her listening people, all of her fans, that she is a woman that's willing to take risks, and she's done her research, her team has done research, and the way that she wears it with pride. And there's like, she oozes with confidence, and it's not just Rihanna. It's anyone. It's anyone that chooses to wear Bijules. So this is, for me, my personal and also my professional success.
Well, I think that's a great answer.
Yeah.
It's not just all the press clippings or anything. It's
you know,
really,
it's
more than that.
Yeah, exactly. Because like you can have press clippings, you can have celebrity promotion, you can have all this, but it's not going to be working for you and measured as a success unless you can roll it all into one experience. And for me, that's my career. So for sure, I've had a successful career, but also if you ask anyone if they think they're successful, of course I'm going to say, shit, no, I have so much more to do. I have so much more to do.
Well, another piece that is so special are the little short nail rings. This one is $163. You're wearing one as well. This is such a cool idea. Where did this idea come from?
Well, basically when I was growing up, I have a twin sister. Yeah, and so basically we would always play sort of dress up, and we were uber creative with the clothing that we would wear. Like we would make dresses out of skirts, my mom's skirts, and then like, you know, do really creative stuff with our clothing. Since we were twins, we didn't want to be between A and B. We wanted to really make ourselves unique. So, you know, we'd put leave press-on nails on so we could feel more a woman. You know, as a young girl, all you want to do is dress up and feel like a real lady, you know? Like wear, you know, those plastic princess shoes and shit, you know? Like tiara. Yeah, and it's funny how these little themes are now coming up in my later life. So the nail, basically, I was like, okay, so I am responsible for doing these fashion-forward original concepts and design. What I really wanted to do is redefine fashion standards. It's something that I wholeheartedly believe in, that this is what makes Bijules unique, is that I started with a ring, and the ring is supposed to be on one finger, and that's it. Okay, it's supposed to go just on your hand. So what I'm doing now is I've created a definition for a ring that can be redefined by each part of the body. So I make rings like a tiara, I'll call a head ring or something, right? Or like an ear ring, instead of an ear ring, it's an ear ringing because it's an actual ear plug. There are all of these sort of like ironies and all of these, exactly. And so with the nail ring, what I wanted to do is make a ring that was not only for the nail, but also is comfortable and adjustable for each client. I can't be in Russia and size someone. I can't be in Asia and size this Japanese girl. Like so, and with women in particular, if you tell them something about their ring size, it's sort of like, well, what are you, fat? What are you, skinny?
What's wrong with my size?
Exactly. Like, I got man hands. And I'm just like, no, girl, it's all good. You can do this in the privacy of your home. No one's going to judge you.
And they do squeeze to fit.
And they just squeeze to fit.
So clever. And I have to be honest, this is way more fashionable than a Lee press-on nail.
Oh, for sure.
This is like what Lee press-on nails wishes it could be.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness. Well, thank you so much for being here. I feel like I learned so much. I certainly hope you did. And we have so many other pieces from Jules that are on the website, and they are up now. You can shop the collection.
Exactly.
And we're so happy to have you here.
Of course.
Thank you. We'll
Thanks
see
for
you
having
next
me.
time.